to record. So once you go to the dashboard, this is what you see, right? The textbooks and so on and so forth. But we are not going to the dashboard. We're going to a different section, which is test. Oops. Okay, so test section. This is where we go. It's interesting because test is here, right? But the grades are going to be not in this section. They're going to be in the grade book, which is you have to go inside here into the course in order to see the grades. I'm going to show you where it is. Let's go to test. So in order to assign a test, you have to do an interesting thing. You have to create a test. So if you see here, it says create a test. So we're going to create it. In fact, we're not going to create it. We're just going to select questions. That's what it is, basically. So I would write unit test 1. I could say the level, I don't know, level 4, and I could give the date. So for example, if it's tomorrow, I would say 18th of, say, 18th of September. I mean, it's up to you how you want to name your unit test. The best, I think, is unit and the date. I think that's the best name for the unit test. Now you have to, I don't know why, but you have to every time choose your level. Whatever level you are, you have to choose it. So you see, it's all the levels. So if it's if it's voices level 4, then you choose that. Then add the question. And now what you have to understand, you only need unit test questions. So sometimes we can filter that out. So you can say unit number 1. Otherwise it would show all the questions. But after that, we have to filter it again, but now more of manual questions. You see, it says additional questions. We don't need additional questions. So I need assessment. So you see assessment question, additional. Unit 1, assessment question. Unit 1, assessment question. Okay, and this is only one page. So I'd have to go and look at all the pages. Or I usually what I do is I show all in one page. Just a minute, show questions too. Oh, there's somebody joining as well.
And sorry. And how many assessment questions we need to choose just because there are like 5 or so all of them, or it depends on us or how?
Okay, what I have to explain about unit tests. I mean, there are different unit tests, and sometimes, like some of your students are going to take unit tests at one day, others would take the unit test on the other day. Does that make sense? So for example, somebody is on a business trip and then they go back and you don't want them to do the same test as other people, or maybe you assign the same test to another person who failed the test. They got less than 70%, which is less than 35 points. And then you assign it again. You don't want to assign the same test, so you use additional questions. Does that make sense? In terms of number of questions, I am only interested that it is 50 points. So make sure it's 50 points. If it's 50 points, it doesn't matter how many questions you assign. Again, does that make sense? Hopefully. And it's interesting, you would see the number of points only when you select all the questions. Or you can go to preview. When you go to preview, it would show you how much does the question weight, like what's the point for this one. Okay, I'll go to another assessment question. Here it is, assessment question. think that's it. Well, let's see how many questions. So right now it says 13 questions, 50 points. That's okay. So if you want to tweak it and add other questions, it's totally fine. But I need the final to be 50 points because that is what you enter in the system. When you go into the, remember, there are like unit test results. I need out of 50 points. And that's why it doesn't matter the number of questions, but I need points. It should be 50 points. That's it. So if I say save and
Sorry.
close, yes.
Sorry, for some reason,
Uh-huh.
I can see like total questions 12 selected and like I'm choosing 13s, but I can't see the percentages.
There's no percentage. There's like number of points.
Mhm.
Amanat, if you're already doing that from your computer,
Yes.
if that's a problem, if the problem persists, can we do it just with you personally, Zoom sharing? Because now I'm explaining and
Okay.
I don't see your
Good.
screen. I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. So here it is. If I go here, the most important button here is to assign. So I created a new test, but as you can see, creating a test doesn't mean you're actually creating, you're just choosing the questions. That's it, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign it. When I assign it, there are 3 steps basically to it. First, you have to give the timing. So for example, if I remember, I want to do it tomorrow, so it would be tomorrow. And then I want to finish. Sometimes I have some teachers who assign it before class and it's ends like on the weekend. They usually assign it for 2-3 days because they know that some students are away. But some teachers know that the students are going to be on the lesson and they assign it only during the time of the lesson. So what option do you think is better? Like I believe it's better to assign it for a few days. That's how it is. So, and then I would contact the students who didn't come and say, or write in the chat, guys, I know that some of you were not on the lesson. Please still go to your Spark account and do the test. Okay, so for example, I could start it from, let me see, 12 a.m. and then, so basically one day, or you can do even Saturday. Oh, sorry. Changing the original time. Let's do. So you have 2 days to finish the test. Now, there are important settings here. Let's discuss those. Number of attempts. We choose 1. Okay. Of course, they can have another attempt, but it's usually we assign it individually to a student. I mean, the next, see this button that says select students. Here we can select individual students or we can select the whole group. But here we just select 1. Show correctedness. I would recommend after the due date. But you see, that's why when I assign same test to another person, to the same person, I don't want to have same questions because they would see all the answers if I do this. If I do never, then I can assign the same test again. Does that make sense? What do you think? Sometimes you can even say show correct answers, and that would mean everybody. I mean, oh, it says never. Normally it would say after due date, after the test. Now it says never. Okay, anyways. After due date or never. This is 2 versions. It used to be more options for some reason. Now it's only 2. That's it. You see, if I have 1 student who was like on a business trip or something, I can click on this person and I can assign to that specific person. But most of the time you would say assign to all students, including students that join the course later. So that's how it works. I can click assign, but I don't want to assign it to the student, to the teacher. It's not my account. So, but if I click assign, students would go to the Spark accounts, the one that they registered, and they would see the test, that they have to do the test. Any questions here on assigning? It's pretty straightforward, I would say. So here it is. Now, when I assign the test and they did the test, I go to the dashboard and I go to the gradebook. For some reason, the answers, I mean, if I want to see the results, I go to the gradebook. So if I assign the test, I go here. If I want to see the results, I go to the dashboard and then I go to the gradebook. This is how I proceed. Here is to assign. Here to see the results of my students. Here, it's a gradebook. So let's see the gradebook, how it works. It's a bit complicated. I don't know why it's like this, but it is what it is. Yes, they wanted to give more flexibility, but I don't think it's. So I want to see only unit test 1. So I see the student result. So in order to see student result, I have to click on a student. Otherwise, it would not show it. So if I want to see Elena's results, because here I see only percentage, I want to see points. So in order to see points, I have to click on Elena. You see? Here I see the points. And this is exactly what I need. But 62 is not enough. She basically failed. So I would contact Elena and say like, yeah, Elena, it's better to retake the test because the result that we aim for is 70%, which is 35. And again, if you assign it and she already sees the correct and incorrect mistakes, it might be fair to assign slightly different questions. That's it.
Then we would choose from 13s, like from 14s up to 30, yeah?
We just discussed it. It doesn't matter how many questions you choose. It has to be 50 points because every single question weights differently. It's one question could be 5 points. One question could be 10 points. A lot of writing questions that you have to grade manually are 10 points. Other questions, matching is 1 point. There are some gap fills that are 5 points. Does that make sense? So I don't know the number of questions. I know the number of points. I need 50. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So here
Andrea, I have a question.
Yes.
So in order to do the test, they need to have laptop, right? It's better, or they can do it from
a lot of students do it on their phones, but it's really, really annoying. Like there's like scrolling, the window is small.
Right.
Sometimes they don't see half of the question. It's terrible. I mean, I know that. But if you do it on the lesson, you would say, okay, guys, bring your tablets, bring your phone, like computers. It would be much better, much easier for you. If you don't bring, there might be a chance, there might be like a risk of like some of the questions not being displayed on your phone. Well, so if you're ready to risk that, go for it. That's it.
Okay.
Other questions about unit test? By the way, here you don't see.
Hello.
Yes.
Maybe there is an option at the university to go to a computer class.
That would be perfect. Well, it would
make
your life so much easier.
Probably we need to make arrangements before the testing, yeah, so that I take all the students there and computers are set and ready.
Yes.
And they have their passwords and everything, yeah? So they have access to the system.
Yes.
Okay,
if they forget their passwords, I can show you how to reset it, guys. Look here,
Ah.
I click to Elena, for example, yes, here. Because as a user management, as a teacher, you're going to have like a user management window. Again, in order to find this user management, you go to dashboard. Let's go to dashboard. I'm going to show you from the start. You go to dashboard. Then you click on your course. You already see that. You should be able to see that. You just don't have students there. Once they register, you would have students. You go to user management. And then you click on the student, but not just the student. You have to hover over it, and then you would see this edit button. You see here? It doesn't show like this. You don't see the edit button, but if you click on a student here, delete, do not delete. Please do not delete your students. Only edit. Click on edit. Like a pen thing. So once you click on that, you would be able to see this. Okay. If students forget their password, can you reset this password like this? Okay. And when you reset it, there's two options. One is like student blah blah, something that's generated by the system, or second one, they can generate their own password. That's the second option. So if they forget their passwords, you can reset it. Akmaral, you have this question or other question?
Yes, Razira. Yeah, clear now.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Okay, anyone else? Any questions about the display, the management, how to set the pass, like how to set up best? Another thing what you have.
Hello.
Hello.
Do they all have access to Spark?
You see, Jana, in order to have access to Spark, you have to have books.
Yeah, yesterday I distributed the books to them.
Okay. I'll show you one group because I think it's Mireille's group that I distributed instructions. Just a sec. Show you. It's in Malika's presentation. If you saw it, if you haven't seen it, I made it for like Mireille's students. I'm going to show you. So they go to this website. Basically, it's your website, right? But when you sign in, you sign in as a teacher. When they sign in as students, right? But here, first time they got it, they have to register. Okay?
Okay.
When they register, they register as students, of course.
Student.
Yeah. So we click on student. So, and then you see it says course key. So they have to find the course key. I'm going to show you course key right now, what it is. Course key is something you give to your students, okay? And the second key, they get it from the books. Let me show you. So if you go to the dashboard, in the dashboard, you see this key? It's up here. I'm going to highlight it. This is exactly the key, the course key that they need. If you send it to the chat, they would be able to copy it and register. So again, I'm going to show it. So this is the course key. Finally, they need the last key. It's from their books. Second key that they would require after that would be the key from the book. That's it. So once they do your code, their own code from the book, they would be in the system. And you would see them in user management as registered participants. Does that make sense?
Yes. After that, I can see all of them in my Spark. Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
go
list
here.
of my students.
You go to dashboard. Okay, let's go to dashboard. You go to user management here. If students cannot register, you can also have an option of registering them. Just take their code. And this is how you do it. I'm going to show you. But it's not often, but sometimes you have to do it. So they have first name, last name, their email, their role, username. Username usually automatically, if you write email, it would be their username. But username could be like their first name and second name. Could be like underscore, whatever you choose. Dot, underscore, students can choose. You see, use default institution password. So that would be default password. I would recommend going with that. Student 123.
Mhm.
That's it. Okay. That's it. And
Mhm.
you register your student. If they, I mean, there's so many problems I saw over the years of like students registering. Sometimes they cannot register. So this is the way. So because when you do this, you still have to enter their access code, but this is from their books. So no course code is needed because you're already in your course. You're registering the student for your course. So you only need access code from their books.
Mhm.
Okay, wait, I'm going to
Mhm.
show where was the access code? Yes. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Any
And the last question, all the test questions have already assigned, yeah? I will
have
assign, but the test is ready.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's
Okay.
right. So that's what you do. Another thing is there's always one writing question. So you have to grade it. So, and it's called a grading. And if you go to the dashboard, again, go to the dashboard, you go to the grading bug, grade bug. It's if you click on the student, you would be like, you don't see it here because it doesn't, it's, how to say? Ah, here it is. If you click on a view, you would be able to see all the questions the student answered, wrong or correct. But you have to scroll to the end of it. And then you have to do grading for the last question. It would actually tell you that you have to grade it. Or like, how to say, manual grading or grading is needed, something like that is going to be popping up there. And then you scroll to the last question. It's usually the last question. You read it and you grade it. There should be like some space to actually put the grade. And it actually says from 1 to 10. I think this is a very typical writing question grading. Okay. Any questions on the grading and the grade book? No, Spark is clear. Okay. Good. Let's go to ESP lesson plan.
Jazira, good morning. Can I ask a question?
Yes, I am.
Yes, my question is, I will distribute books only today. Can I conduct this next week or should I conduct it this week?
Do you have lessons on Monday and Wednesday?
Yep, right.
You can, okay. I am, if it's better to conduct the unit test on week 3, which is right now. But if you cannot, and like a lot of teachers just got the books, some teachers didn't get the books yet. So it's okay, but it should be Monday. It should not be later than Monday. Or you can assign it online. Does that make sense? So they do it at home.
I can assign it online. Is it okay? Yeah.
Yes, unit tests can be assigned online, especially if you don't have enough time. It's the way to save time. A lot of teachers, I had some teachers who would never assign the test in class because they didn't have enough time for that. Some teachers, and actually a lot of teachers as well, only assign it during the lesson because they say if you don't do it during the lesson, they forget about it. You have to remind 100 times every single student. So you choose the option, but it should be first thing next week then for you because you already have books. Okay.
Okay, I see.
Let's go to ESP lesson. So let's open, I don't know, level 4. Let's open market survey. So you already did the first part. Now let's look at the second. What is entrepreneurship? students and teachers material. Student material are basically handouts, and teachers materials are like, lesson plan, PPTs, transcripts. Here it is. So review the business skills entrepreneurs discuss in lesson 1, organize students into pairs, give students 5 minutes to discuss at least one of the following questions. Do entrepreneurs need to be good at all business skills mentioned in the lesson 1 in order to be successful? What can entrepreneurs do to overcome their weaknesses? It's a good discussion questions. But then again, we can make it more simple if the students are lower level. Next one. Okay. Watching the video, then answering the questions, reading the article. So encourage students to cover the articles so they don't continue reading. Watch the lesson too, okay? Gives 5 minutes to formulate predictions in pairs without looking at the article. Okay. Allow 3 minutes for synthesis. Ask students to uncover article and skim 4 minutes. Skimming must be done in a short amount of time. To check predictions only. Ask students to return to their groups 2 minutes, assess whether their predictions were included in the text or not. Then there is another video. Activity 3 video. Ask students to uncover article. Whole class. Feedback. Highlighted sentence 3. Main ideas of the article. Circle names. Underline statistics. Encourage students to cover the article so they don't continue reading. Okay, and there is a wrap up. I think wrap up could be done in many different ways. I like that they always say like preview the next class, but you can do almost like a reflection activity. That's how I usually end my lessons. Any questions on ASP lesson? I'm super happy that Mahabat had a really nice experience with ASP.
Jezra, there is
Huh?
actually one question I have. So it means that we conduct ESP lesson for an hour, yeah?
Yes, yes.
And half an hour is going to be just a general English, right?
Okay, let's discuss this distribution, guys. It's 1 hour, so most of you, like all of you pretty much, have 2.5 hours lessons. So it could be at the end or at the very beginning. It doesn't matter how you want to do that. You want to do first lesson, 1 hour, ESP, or do you want to do the final hour of ESP? Normally, all of my teachers, like from cohort 4, they do first hour. Because I don't know, for some reason, most of them find it challenging and boring. It really depends on the students. Some students just want, I heard this feedback, is like they just want to discuss and they just want to talk and they just like general English. Some students are really into business and they love it. And so it's like there's so many different feedbacks I am receiving from teachers. But yeah, it's something new for most students. So it's up to you how you want to do that, really.
Thanks.
Can I say something about
Yes.
this one? So I did it the first hour, and it was a very good coincidence because the topic of Unit 2 was success. So and yes, and it just was the kind of like continuing of ESP with them because we read the story about Ludwig and his work and what he did. So and they continued comparing everything. So that's why it worked well.
Okay, I'm super happy, Mohammed. It's like every time I hear the teacher saying that the students had fun with ESP, I'm super happy because it can go so many different ways. And yeah, I'm really happy it worked for you. Yes. Do you have any other questions? Miri, I think we actually skipped all the ESP, so you have to do 2 ESP lessons, right? basically.
Yes, that's right. It's going to be the first time during ESP exam today.
Okay, you can do one during the catch-up hour, like that
Mhm.
you have, yeah, as well. So you
Yes.
don't have two ESP lessons together. Yeah, might be
Yeah.
challenging. Yeah, I think we discussed pretty much everything. If you have any questions, please let me know. I think Spark is pretty straightforward, but it takes some time to get used to it. And if you have any problems with it, I can always do, screen sharing session. That's what I do with with any teacher who has any problems. I usually say, okay, let's meet over Zoom. You show me your screen, you click on it, and I see like exactly what is being done and what is wrong. Because sometimes I think like it's okay, it's correct, and then I see that on my like a teacher's screen that it's actually not doing what it should be doing, and then we write letters to tech support. Oh my God, I really hate it because it takes a lot of time for them to respond. Sometimes they don't even respond, but we usually do that. So if there's a technical problem, sometimes it's worth waiting because sometimes they have like maintenance, like they do some server, whatever, something, and it doesn't work for some reason, and then it works again. Any other questions? No? Thank you, everyone, for coming, and thank you for asking your questions. That was wonderful. If you have any more questions, I'm always here, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jazira. For now, it's a bit clear. Yeah, maybe the questions will appear when we are doing it.
Yeah,
So,
no
yeah.
problems. Let me know.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Rajira. Bye.